was alone in my desert cabin when my old radio started whispering my name. But the voice wasn't coming from the radio. It was coming from inside the house. Welcome to Friday 13, where every nightmare is real, and this one's mine. I'm Caleb, and this happened to me in July 2019, in a remote cabin outside Sedona, Arizona. I've got the recordings, the journal, and the lingering dread to prove it. Stay with me, because what I heard on that radio, it's still out there, waiting for someone new to tune in. It was July 2019. I was 28, burned out from my job as a freelance photographer in Phoenix and craving solitude. I'd rented a cabin outside Sedona, Arizona. Remote, rustic, perfect for clearing my head. The photos showed a cozy, wood-paneled interior, a stone fireplace, and miles of desert wilderness. It was exactly what I needed. I packed my camera, some books, and an old radio I found in a thrift store, a vintage piece, perfect for the vibe. But when I arrived, something felt off. The air was too still, the silence too heavy, like the desert was holding its breath. I told myself it was the heat, but deep down, I felt it, a prickle at the back of my neck, like I wasn't alone. The first night was quiet. I unpacked, lit a fire, and tuned the radio to a local station, static at first, then a crackly old country song. I smiled, thinking it was perfect. But as I lay in bed, I heard it, a whisper, faint but clear, cutting through the static. Caleb, my name. I bolted upright, heart pounding. The radio was off. I checked the dial, dead silent. I told myself it was a dream, but my hands shook as I turned it back on. Static. Nothing. I unplugged it, just to be sure. The next day, I tried to forget it. I hiked, took photos, soaked in the desert sun. That night, it happened again. I was writing in my journal when the radio crackled to life, on its own. Static filled the room, then a voice, low, raspy. Caleb, I see you. My blood ran cold. I lunged for the radio, yanked the cord. Nothing. It kept whispering. You can't hide. I smashed the power button, but the voice only grew louder, more insistent. I threw it against the wall. It shattered, but the whispers, they were inside the cabin now, circling me. I grabbed my flashlight, searched every corner. Nothing. But the air, it was thick, heavy, like something was breathing beside me. Have you ever heard something unexplainable in your house? That's when I noticed it. The air turned damp, sour, like something rotting above me. I looked up, and there it was. A shadow, tall and thin, clinging to the ceiling. Its eyes gleamed, black and endless. It was Thordian the teeming, back and endless. I blinked. But the whispers didn't stop. They followed me, day and night, growing clearer, more personal. They knew things, secrets I'd never told anyone, mistakes I'd buried deep. I started to wonder, was it reading my mind, or was it something worse? I couldn't take it anymore. I drove into town, asked around at a local diner. The waitress, a woman with tired eyes, went pale when I mentioned the cabin. That place has a history, she said, her voice low. Folks say it's cursed. Last tenant left in a hurry, said the radio wouldn't stop talking to him. My skin crawled. I pressed her for details, but she shook her head, muttered something about bad energy, and walked away. I turned to an old man at the counter, a regular named Hank. He leaned in, his voice gravelly. You're not the first. That cabin's been empty for years. People hear things, see things. No, they don't stay long. He wouldn't say more, just told me to leave while I still could. I went back to the cabin, my mind racing. That night, I heard it again. The radio, whispering my name, even though it was shattered. I grabbed my journal, started writing everything down, hoping to make sense of it. But the whispers, they were inside my head now, taunting me. You can't escape. I know what you did. I know what you did. My hands shook. What did it mean? What did it know? I had to find out. On the fifth night, I decided to confront it. I sat at the table, the radio's pieces in front of me, and waited. At midnight, the whispers came, louder, clearer, like they were right beside me. Caleb, confess. My heart pounded. Confess. What? I shouted. What do you want? The room went silent. Then, a voice, calm, cold. The truth. I froze. The truth about what? My past? My secrets? I didn't know. But the voice, it knew. It started listing them. Mistakes, regrets, things I'd never told a soul. I clamped my hands over my ears, but it was inside my mind. The lips. I screamed. The whispers laughed, low, guttural. I grabbed the journal, threw it into the fire. The whispers stopped. The air cleared. I thought it was over. But it wasn't. The next morning, I found it, the journal, untouched, sitting on the table. I opened it, and my blood ran cold. The pages were filled with my handwriting, but I hadn't written them. It was my secrets, my fears, everything the voice had whispered. And on the last page, a message. I'm still here. I dropped it, backed away. That's when I saw it, the shadow, standing in the doorway, its eyes gleaming, its eyes gleaming. I ran, left everything behind, drove straight back to Phoenix. But the whispers, they followed me. I hear them in the static of my car radio, in the hum of my apartment's AC. It's still out there, waiting. This was real. July 2019, Sedona, Arizona. I've got the recordings, the journal, the scars. If you don't believe me, check the comments. I'll share what I can. So, next time you hear static, ask yourself, who's really listening? That's my story. Every detail real. Every fear still with me. If you've experienced something unexplainable, drop it in the comments. I'll read every one. And if this terrified you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share your own true horror story in the comments or join our Discord server, link in the bio. We'll feature the scariest ones in our next video, and yours might be next. This is Friday 13, signing off, but remember, the shadows are always listening.